Good evening. Tonight is Monday, the 20th of November, and it's Thanksgiving week. We're going to be talking tonight about things that we have to be thankful for, even living here in Oklahoma. Before we do that, though, we're going to take a look at what happened last week with American politicians, or more specifically, Oklahoma politicians. All that and more on tonight's Hamilton Report. Well, first thing I want to do this evening is welcome you to this broadcast. And like I say every week, I am so grateful for the time that we get to spend together Monday evenings at 6:30. I know you have a busy life, and so to take some time to spend together is very special, and I do appreciate that. First things, or I guess second things now, I want to wish President Biden a very happy birthday. I know a lot of people quit celebrating birthdays after they're 30 or 40. I'm glad that he didn't quit celebrating, because we're celebrating with him. Happy birthday, Mr. President. And also, we want to offer our thanks for one of the great first ladies of our nation, and that's Rosalynn Carter. She will be missed because she was a force for peace and love in our country, and what a lady she was. Well, like I said, tonight we're going to be talking about Thanksgiving, things that we're thankful for. And I please encourage you to join in with the comments. Wherever you're watching from, just put a comment in on what you're thankful for or any questions you may have. But first, I want to say I'm thankful that I am not related to our governor, our senator, or our superintendent of public instruction. Last week, they all managed to embarrass Oklahomans in numerous ways. Our governor came out strongly in favor of cockfighting. The video that he produced was so bad that YouTube removed it as part of their censoring process, or rather cleansing process, because they said it was simply too violent. It is currently a felony in Oklahoma to fight chickens. He wants to reduce that. It says we need to encourage gamecocks in our state and all of the farmers who raise fighting chickens. Can't make this up. Then, as you saw, Senator Marky Mark Wayne Mullen stood up to punch, or he thought he was going to punch out the head of the United Teamsters Union. This happened in a Senate hearing, and it's still getting traction all over the world, making us look like a bunch of idiots. Sadly, there are enough people in Oklahoma who like him and that kind of thing, and he created a new T-shirt that evidently sold out over the weekend. Folks, we've got to do better in Oklahoma. And finally, our superintendent of public instruction, or private school instruction, or whatever he thinks he is today, Ryan Walters, big PragerU fan. They had him out to California as they expanded their operation, touting how grateful they were to have him involved with them. This company is bad for children, and he wants it in every school district in the state. And thankfully, as of this moment, no school district is using PragerU materials. Even worse, though, I think, than that, was that he sent out a press release extolling his new discipline program for schools. He didn't say what it was going to be, but evidently, since he's so in favor of corporal punishment, we can well imagine that it will involve beating kids into submission somehow. So yes, I'm grateful that I am not related to any of those people. And I'm also grateful for the number of right-thinking folks in Oklahoma. Look, if all we did is pay attention to the knuckleheads, I think we would all just put our heads down and go to sleep. But the fact is, there are many caring Oklahomans doing good work in their community, doing good work for the state. And I'm grateful for those folks. I want to mention in Oklahoma City, there is a barber, and he and some friends raised $11,000 to buy turkey for families this Thanksgiving. And while that there was a long line of cars, and each person was given a turkey, and this man said he wanted two. And they explained that they were only doing one turkey per car, but did invite him to go to the back of the line. And if they had any left, they would give him one then. The man then pulled out a gun on them. So, yeah, we have the bad element. But think about what it took to raise $11,000 to buy turkeys. That's a big commitment to people in your community. And so I applaud them. The number of nonprofit organizations in our state who do good work every single day for people living with HIV and AIDS, for older Oklahomans, for those who are hungry and have no place to call home. Are all of their needs being met? Most certainly not. But I'm grateful for these organizations to step up and do what the state refuses to do. We've got to quit just wrecking homeless encampments under bridges. We have to find a solution to homelessness in our state. And I'm thankful that we have groups doing that work right now. Even while the governor disbanded the Homeless Coalition. That committee had been around for a long time. And he said, well, it's not working, so he just got rid of it. And so we have yet to address that problem. But I want to stay away from the negative. I want to, and again, I'm asking all of you to put into the comments the things that you're thankful for this Thanksgiving. I'm thankful personally for my husband and our fur baby. I'm thankful for the peace and quiet of our home. I'm thankful that we're going to be spending Thanksgiving dinner at home this year, just the three of us. That way, there's no politics, there's no religion at the table, there are no grouchy uncles or aunts anywhere. And so we're looking forward to a quiet day, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to have that opportunity. I'm also thankful for the Oklahoma Democratic Party. When I look at the absolute army of people who work in Democratic politics in our state, it brings me a great deal of joy. Certainly, I'm talking about people like our chair, Alicia Andrews, our vice chair, Corey Williams, Nana Donqua, our secretary, Rachel Hunsucker, our treasurer, and Kaylin Free and David Walters, our DNC men and women. But I'm talking about county chairs as well. I'm talking about the people that come into our office every week to volunteer, who answer the phones, who do whatever it takes to make things run just a little bit smoother. I'm thankful for the people that I've met this year in politics around our state because they encourage me as I hope that I encourage them. Democrats care, and I see that represented all over Oklahoma with toy drives and food drives, with volunteering as a group and encouraging volunteering as individuals. These are all things to be thankful for because what they do is they make Oklahoma not just a stronger place, but a more livable place for everyone. I'm thankful for the folks who contribute $5 a month to the Oklahoma Democratic Party, because I know $5 for a lot of folks is a challenge. I'm thankful for those who write big checks too, because it takes all of us sharing our talents, our gifts, whatever we have for lifting up democracy in our state and in our nation. I'm thankful that we weathered 4 years of fascism and wound up on the other side of that with a president who is strong on leadership, long on courage, someone who says what he means and does what he says he will do. I'm tired of people talking about his age. In fact, I celebrate the wisdom that comes from that. And we see that play out weekly in his work on the international stage and most certainly right here at home. I'm thankful for people who adopt animals from shelters instead of paying big prices for designer dogs. We've lost two dogs in the last 13 months. And so we make frequent trips to the animal shelter. We haven't decided to get another dog or cats yet, but to see the number of animals there that are waiting for homes and to see those that get adopted and how happy they are with their new families as they leave together. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the people who work hard in jobs that a lot of people would never do. I'm thinking of people who roof our homes, people who crawl under our houses to work on our plumbing. I'm thankful for restaurant workers, whether that's fast food or fine dining. Those are all tough jobs. And I appreciate their commitment to customer service. And they're not becoming wealthy on that job. They're doing their job and they're doing it well. I'm thankful for the businesses who also have hearts right here in our state. We have a lot of businesses who do good things for their employees, who stand up for them, not against them. And I'm grateful to see that. Those are the things that make Oklahoma a better place to live. I'm thankful that people can disagree but remain friends. And I know that that's becoming less frequent, but it's something I encourage. And when I see it, it makes me very thankful. I know a lot of people don't celebrate Thanksgiving because it does have a very challenging history. And I liked what our chair said today on her live. She said, I'm thankful for my family. And we come together and put all that aside and just celebrate the family that we're thankful for. And that really resonated for me because families are special no matter where you come from. But I want to say a very special thank you to chosen families. See, I know that for a lot of Oklahomans, to gather around a table of blood related folks is just not healthy. And so they choose to spend time with friends that become family and some family that become friends. And I'm thankful for those who open their hearts and welcome people in. When I was thinking about some of the best Thanksgivings I've had in my life, certainly I go back to my childhood and thinking of my grandmothers and how each of them cooked very differently, but how each one of them presented their food with a great deal of love. I'm thankful for those memories. But another memory popped up for me, and it's not one I've forgotten about. It's one that I just don't think about too often. One year we were living in New York, and one year we were planning Thanksgiving dinner. And at a gospel choir rehearsal, we just said, if there's anyone that doesn't have a place to go for Thanksgiving, you're welcome to come to our house. Just let us know. Well, we were not expecting the response that we would get from that. A couple of weeks later, in our home, we had 36 people gathered for Thanksgiving. And that was a lot of cooking, and we did it all. And it was one of the most joyous Thanksgivings of my life because people, some of whom didn't know each other when they got there, everybody left as friends. And we scrambled. We were using every flask in the house to put food on, to seat people at. We had to go buy more folding chairs because we didn't have nearly enough for that many people. That was a pleasant surprise all the way around, though. And I'm particularly grateful for that Thanksgiving because it wasn't me who provided a gift to our guests. It was them who provided a gift to me. just by coming and being a part of our family, even if it was just for a day. A lot of those folks I never talk to anymore. Some have passed, some have moved on. We've moved from New York, of course, but I'm still thankful for them and I'm thankful for that day. I'm wondering what it is that you have to be thankful for. I wish you'd share them in the comments because I really would like some responses from our viewers. And this is a bit of an exercise, if I'm going to be honest, because last week I was thinking about how little I have to be thankful for this year. And once I got smacked in the head by my own thinking, I realized no, there's an awful lot for which to be thankful. As I started going down my list of things, it grew and it grew and it grew. Oh, it's true that most of the family that I grew up with are not here anymore, but I still have so much to be thankful for. I get to come to work every day and work sometimes endless hours, but it's a job I love. It's what I care about. Because if we can elect one more Democrat to a city council, to a county position, to the state legislature, we've helped Oklahoma. And again, none of this happens in a vacuum. I don't do this work by myself. Like I said, the volunteers, the people who are committed up and down this state, traveling our highways, you get to meet a lot of good folks. So I'm thankful for Democrats who haven't given up hope. I'm thankful for those who can look at the bright side of something. I'm thankful that we have folks to be around who think like us. They can challenge us, of course, but it's a nice feeling. A couple of weeks ago, a man and woman came into our office and said they decided to drive down just to visit the Oklahoma State Party. And after they'd been here a few minutes, they said, this is really why we came. We just needed to be around some people who understood things like we do. And he was thankful. And I was thankful that they stopped in. Alicia Kelly Sullivan says this, I'm thankful to have a roof over my head. And, you know, I'm so glad you shared that because that's an easy one to take for granted. Go home every night, change into my sweats, play with the dog, without being properly thankful that I have a home to go into, a home that's warm in the winter and cool in the summer. I'm thankful that sheets and blankets, and I have more kitchen gadgets than anyone has a right to own in their lives. But I'm thankful for those things. How about you? You thankful for your kids, your grandkids? You thankful for the challenges that you've overcome this year? And boy, I know so many folks who really have major challenges that they have worked with, worked through, worked over to overcome those challenges. Friends losing loved ones this time of year is really tough. And yet I see those same people who go on to make light of another situation or to joke about something. That means that they're living their lives. And that's something to be thankful for. I'm thankful that I have a little change in my pocket that when someone asks me for $1, I can give it to them without any expectation whatsoever. Someone said, well, you know, they're just going to go buy drugs and alcohol. Once I give a gift, it's not my place to tell anyone how to use it. And so if someone says they're hungry, I'm happy to help them out. If someone says they need a beer, well, I'll help them out too. I'm thankful, friends, to be here with you every Monday night because without you, there would be no point in me coming. I'm thankful that we can talk about hard topics together and try to make sense of things that sometimes seem absolutely senseless. I'm thankful that next year is an election year and we have the chance to to write history in the best possible ways. I'm thankful for my colleagues around the country who work as hard or harder than I do every day for the same reasons that I do. It's not because of big pay. It's because these folks have big hearts and they believe that when one of us does better, we all do better. And there's something about that I really like. And sometimes I have to just hold on to that and meditate with it for a bit, because as long as we share the wealth, by wealth, I'm not talking just about money. I'm talking about our ideas, our imaginations, our hopes and dreams. All of those are great things to share. And when we do, we start to look around and we see that we are not by ourselves, that other people are thankful for those things as well. We see that other people recognize the needs of others and are quick to help. Have you ever been in a supermarket where someone didn't have enough money to pay for all of their groceries and they start putting things back? And you had the opportunity to help them out just a little bit so that they weren't embarrassed and they could still go home and feed their family. I've had that chance on more than one occasion. And when I'm able, I do what I can. And I guess that's the bottom line here. If we all do what we can to help someone else, that's going to not only make them thankful, if not to us, then just a gratitude in their heart. And that's enough. But it also lifts us up. An act of kindness to someone, especially a stranger, does great things with our brain chemistry. It releases so much of those feel-good hormones. We talk about runner's high. Well, there's something called giver's high as well. When we give of ourselves to someone else, we see those results, we see those dividends, but we also benefit ourselves. Friends, I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I just want to challenge all of us this week to put aside the doom and gloom, the dreary news that comes every day from the former guy. And just this week, let's look at what we have to be thankful for and how we can hold on to that into a new year. Because it's the hope that comes from gratitude, the hope that will see us into a new year full of promise, a hope that will change our country for the better, a hope that we can share with others so that they too might have reason to hope instead of leaving Oklahoma. So I leave you with this. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to come before you tonight and every Monday night. Thank you for giving of yourself to someone else. May you really know this week that someone is thankful for you. I'm sure it's many, many people. But if you can't think of one person, know this, that I care about you. David, we're going to close with your thought here. I'm grateful for family and friends. For those in our lives that we are thankful for, let's let them know that. It's a simple act of kindness that I promise will have dividends for a very long time. On behalf of Alicia Andrews, our officers and staff, all of us here at the Oklahoma Democratic Party, I'm Scott J. Hamilton, thanking you and thankful for you. I look forward to seeing you next Monday night right here. Until then, happy Thanksgiving, be safe, and all blessings.